From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I'm Keith Allen, and proudly welcoming you to For the People Weekend. Hope you had a nice week. Pining for Oprah. That's where we begin this week. After the Golden Globes out in Los Angeles, I have been reading newspaper after newspaper, and I just don't think that the left really remembers what they were saying in 2016 regarding Donald Trump, about him being able to even succeed at running for president, let alone becoming the president. They didn't think that he would even get through the process, and became the formidable Republican frontrunner who became the president of the United States. Who am I talking about? Yes, Oprah Winfrey. They're salivating. I'm telling, just gooing. Oprah Winfrey, here she is. This is what's given so many on the left so much hope. Here's Oprah Winfrey. Speak, Oprah, please. We like to hear from you.
Never considered the question, even a possibility. I just thought, oh.
Right, because it's clear that you don't need...
A little play on her name. Oh.
I thought, gee, I don't have the experience.
Here she goes again.
I don't know enough. I don't know. And now I'm thinking,
Yeah.
All right.
She's playing into it. Supposedly, she said to Bloomberg News that backstage, this is just, hearsay, that she's definitely not going to run. She's not going to run. But here's a bit, you have to forgive me of the audio quality from Newsmax was just horrendous, but this is the source that we got it from. Here is Oprah. Some of the speech would electrified a lot of people, and it sounded a little Obama-ish in a way on how she kind of worked. An excellent speaker, and by the way, got to say, regarding Oprah, I think she's fantastic as a talk show host on television. I think she's done a great job building a phenomenal brand. Different story than Donald Trump's, by far. You bet. But we'll continue, and we'll talk about that. But here's Oprah, which kind of gave some people the idea that maybe she's tooling the idea around. Here's Oprah again.
that a new day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men.
All right, and I'm glad that she had mentioned the men. Giving hope for women. Listen, a lot of people look up to Oprah. There's definitely some celebrity there. But I'm looking at her story. I've known her story for years. I grew up to Oprah Winfrey. Very proud of her accomplishments and building the brand, the O brand, with her magazine and everything. I just don't agree with a lot of her politics, and I don't even know if Oprah agrees with all of her politics. And her story is so much different from Donald Trump's. Some people might think that that's a good thing, that it's different. And everybody has a story, and, being an African American, and at the time that Oprah Winfrey was pulling herself up from the bootstraps to make her name on television, that was tough. That was a tough road to travel. And in many respects, still is. But back then, back in the 70s and 80s, to be an African American in broadcasting, man, it wasn't easy. And she makes it so easy. I mean, what she does. When you're a pro, you're comfortable of what you're doing. She's comfortable in her skin. And again, don't want to take anything away from her. but I can't imagine, Oprah walking away from everything that she has. Trump walked away from what he had, but totally different people. And Trump has been very outspoken politically for many, many years on many of the same subject matter that he continues to talk about. Here's Donald Trump.
Oprah would be a lot of fun. I know her very well. I did one of her last shows. She had Donald Trump. This is before politics. Her last week. And she had Donald Trump, and my family was very nice. No, I like Oprah. I don't think she's going to run.
A lot of gushing praise about the possibility of running for president without actually having to do it. And if she does decide that she wants to do it, well, she's going to have to quickly learn that being an entertainment icon is far easier taking positions on rough issues and dealing with all the political attacks. Howard Kurtz, who works for Fox News, he says this. He says, what's Oprah's position? Here's a question he asked. On trade with China, China migration, arming Syrian rebels, financing infrastructure projects. It's one thing to be hugely successful talk show host and a pal of Barack Obama, and another to take on the world's problems. He's got a point, Howard Kurtz. Donald Trump, a builder. Donald Trump, a builder, knows infrastructure. Not to say that Oprah hasn't built anything, but not a real estate mogul. Didn't build things and hasn't been political. You don't have the success of an Oprah Winfrey going political. And you want to talk about hurting the O brand. She'd make a whole lot less money. Come on. She doesn't need the money. Trump doesn't need the money. There's some similarities. I get it. I see. But, again, I just don't see Oprah getting in. And the left has nobody. No wonder they're all excited about it, because they really, honestly to goodness, don't have anybody else. You get Nancy Pelosi this week, mad, trying to race bait. It's funny because I don't even think that she thinks through things and talk about brain ticks. I don't even know if she knows what color she is. But here she is poking fun at when they were trying to discuss DACA in the White House.
The 5 white guys, I call them, I said, you going to open a hamburger stand next or what? That could have been done 4 months ago. The very idea that this week they're saying, why don't we get 4 white guys and General Kelly to come and do this? You have to understand, in our caucus, we are blessed with great diversity.
Okay, Nancy Pelosi, thanks for pointing that out. Good for you. And thanks, but what color are you, by the way? Who are you? You're the white elephant in the room. Give me a break. This is the kind of stuff that the left loves to lament about, likes to talk about. Yes, Donald Trump's white. General Kelly, he's white. Is that a new phenomenon in the United States, that there's actually white people in the United States? Again, I revert back to things that I've said before, but it's worth repeating. We had a black president. I know it's hard to believe, but we did for 8 years. It changed up a lot of things, a lot of dynamics. And I think people are just sore about it. Feeling like, well, the white guy's leaving the black guy or all these other people. Then the sensitive issue this week of DACA. And that, my friends, is a very tough thing. Now you get the president. People are really not liking this. There are reports that Trump used an an explicit, disparaging word, and we'll talk about that. It's in the news, right? Washington Post having a field day. Television talk shows, as we speak, having a field day with what President Trump said this past Thursday. Explicit to refer to African countries in Haiti. This is what he basically, we should favor, this is what he said, we should favor immigrants from countries like Norway instead. He's basically saying that these African countries are shit, okay, and whole. Okay, you can say that on the air and get away with it, by the way. But, SHIT holes. Don't want to offend any children that might be in the car. But anyway, saying that these, what I just said, countries, and said that we should be receiving immigrants from countries like Norway, where the president of Norway was there. This is Donald Trump. Now, I understand how people could, again, just like the wall, the speech that he gave about the wall, about, bad hombres coming over, but, there's rapists. And remember the whole deal a year ago, and everybody said that he hated all Latinos and this, and you gotta be careful. But I understand the frustration of a Donald Trump. I understand why Dick Durbin very upset about it. Oh my God. We're in the White House playing it down. NBC just going crazy. NBC says, news confirms that President Trump referred to Haiti and El Salvador in African countries as SHIT holes. I'm just going to say it, shitholes. Nations in meeting with lawmakers today. Why are we having all these people from these countries come here? According to the Washington Post is, like I say, talking about it. The White House declined to comment on the story for the Washington Post at this moment. Certain Washington politicians choose to fight for foreign countries, but President Trump will always fight for the American people, the statement read from the White House. The president will only accept an immigration deal that adequately addresses the visa lottery system and chain migration, two programs that hurt our economy and allow terrorists into our country, he continued. Like other nations that have merit-based immigration, President Trump is fighting for permanent solutions that make our country stronger by welcoming those who can contribute to our society, grow our economy, and assimilate into our great nation. And that's not happening during the DACA program that Barack Obama signed with executive action. There's no accountability. What pisses off Donald Trump is there's no real bipartisan effort really taking place here because the wall's not going to be built. They're not going to be properly vetted from these countries. And we get a raw deal. And it's costing us billions of dollars to have illegals in our country. I don't want to appear to be insensitive about the dreamers that have a dream, the children. But illegal is illegal. I mean, give me a break. They keep on coming in and they use the guise of children. Here's the children. The anchor babies. They're using the children to justify the action. And there's very little contributions for a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Shelling out billions of dollars. What other country on the planet does that? What other country in the world does that? I mean, if we would stop doing that and enforcing those laws, we wouldn't be in debt. We could pay that debt off pretty damn quick. It's just the left is being so unrealistic. Talk about lowering the taxes and giving more money back to the people to build this economy. They don't tell you, the left doesn't tell you that this cuts into